Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's the Coach Kelly Wells Show. Every Tuesday evening at this time, we come to you talking Bears basketball. The University of Pikeville Bears men, Mid-South Conference regular season champions. You see that hardware displayed here tonight. Joined by the Papa Bear of the University of Pikeville men's team, Coach Kelly Wells. Kelly, congratulations. That's something that there are a lot of teams that work for.
Yeah, no question. It's a great honor for our kids and our program, and that's kind of the standard that we want to set, is to be the champions at the end of all our games, and that's the one that really stands out, saying season long we've been very, very good, and to finish up 28-4, 27-3 for the regular season is a great accomplishment. Really pushing for that 30 mark, want to try to get over top of it as a team, but this is a great honor for our kids, and it represents the hard work that they've put in.
If you had been told in October you would finish the season, the regular season, with just 3 losses with this conference, you would have taken that.
I would have probably considered it, but you also know me well enough to know I don't like to lose anything we do. So that's a piece of that. But certainly it's a great accomplishment. And I even said a couple times that probably the team that wins our league would be 4 or 5 losses. We ended up with only 3, right. Which was a great season for our guys. Now we move to the 3rd season, which is now national tournament, and anxious to kind of see where that's going to fit in. And we had a great practice today, and the guys were really focused and worked hard.
Knowing you, the Mid-South Conference tournament, those are still games. Those are still wins that you want to record. But in the true sense of the big picture, how important is it really?
Well, it's important because I think winning is a habit, and we want to continue that structure in everything we do. We want to win in the classroom, want to win in the community, want to win on the court. But it didn't affect us as far as where we're going to sit in the polls. It didn't affect us where our status was going to be. I still think we'll be a number 1 seed and have a great opportunity. And there's nobody that's going to qualify for the national tournament that's not really good.
Sure.
So we're going to have to play great basketball. We're looking forward to that. Maybe it's even a little bit of a motivator for our guys. Hopefully that they didn't like just being close. That close isn't what we play for. We play to win, and that's something we learned. And hopefully they'll continue to respond to that.
You held off a very strong number 8 seed, quite possibly the strongest 8 seed in the country, Shawnee State. They pushed you to the wire, and then you get Campbellsville, a team that was the 5th seed coming in. We knew they were talented. They've been mentioned in the polls throughout the season, but they were hungry. They needed to win in the tournament to have any chance at the national tournament.
Well, we played teams that were playing for their basketball life. They were hungry, and any time you do that in any situation when their back's against the wall, that's the most dangerous teams you can play. Shawnee State, hats off to them. I thought they played tremendous. I still didn't think we gave the effort that we normally put forth, and hats off to Campbellsville for beating us in that semifinals. I didn't think we put our best foot forward, but they did have to win. They had to do well in the tournament, and it ended up being them and Lindsey Wilson, our 5th and 6th place team. And I've tried to tell everybody how good our league is, that our 5th and 6th place team are playing for a 3-game championship, and certainly that's not the entire body of work of a season, but for 3 games, those 2 played really well.
I think about teams that are not from this area. West Coast teams, Midwest teams in the NAI, and that look at the national rankings throughout the season and say, there's no way there's 5 or 6 teams in the Mid-South Conference deserving of this. Those 2 teams ended up playing in the championship. I think that proves the point.
It really does. It helps me justify a lot of the argument I've had now for every month of the season all the way through. And the Raiders are very intelligent about what basketball is like at the NAIA level, and we try to share that information. And we've never had 6 teams qualify for the tournament, but I did not change the ratings from this last regular season poll to the conference tournament poll. So it gives us a great chance with Lindsey Wilson already qualifying. It gives us a great chance to put 6 quality teams that I think can all advance, and you may see some Mid-South Conference matchups a lot sooner in Kansas City than we've ever seen.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the national tournament coming up a little later in the show. Of course, also last week the Mid-South Conference men's banquet. Postseason awards were handed out. Congratulations, not just the regular season championship. Kelly Wells named Mid-South Conference Coach of the Year. Your thoughts on that award?
Well, I was so thankful for our team awards. That Coach of the Year award really goes to our team. I mean, I didn't make a basket this whole season or get a rebound. So I'm thankful for our guys. We had 3 all-conference players. We had the champion of character that you're going to get a visit with tonight. We had co-player of the year in the conference. Just a lot of great recognition for our team, and deservedly so. I thought we had a great regular season, won the league by 2 games, and those guys deserved all those honors. And hopefully we'll have some all All-Americans come out of that. Certainly when the NAIA selection team picks those. So a lot of great honors. I don't even know how to put it any other way. So we're thankful for that recognition. And the Coach of the Year one, just a byproduct of all these other ones.
Coming up on deck, Arzay Culbreth, the Mid-South Conference Champion of Character. Talk a little about that award and what that truly means.
Well, it was the only one I inquired about with our conference. I really felt like Arzay, with his commitment to his, and he'll share with you his endeavors that he has outside of basketball, and I just really felt like he was deserving of that. It was one I wanted to see him get recognized for. He's put in a lot of work, a lot of dedication to it, and it's very personal to him. So I'm anxious for him to talk to you about that and kind of share that with everybody. But I'm so proud of him for that. It has nothing to do with his basketball status. It has everything to do with what a great character he is. And certainly we're thrilled for him and his family and all the hard work they do off the court.
It's a highly respected honor in the Mid-South Conference and on the national level.
Yeah, and that's also one award that he'll have an opportunity to win nationwide. So hopefully we'll have a champion of character at the NAIA National Award as well.
Very good. We'll talk the NAIA tournament and the selections coming up a little later. Jordan Perry is on the way in just a bit. Coming up next, Arzay Culbreth, U-Pike Senior and Mid-South Conference Champion of Character. Next on the Kelly Wells Show, we're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to the Kelly Wells Show. We're coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings, Pikeville. Every Tuesday evening at this time, we talk Bears basketball. U-Pike wraps up the regular season. Now the Mid-South Conference tournament has been wrapped up. All that awaits the NAIA National Tournament in Kansas City. The selections for the NAIA National Tournament will be announced tomorrow evening, and we'll have those for you. But the Mid-South Conference also handing out postseason awards. As we mentioned, the regular season championship trophy, the Coach of the Year, Co-Player of the Year in the Mid-South Conference, all conference teams named, academic all conference teams as well, and the Mid-South Conference Champion of Character. One award given to one men's basketball player in the conference, and he joins me now, Arzay Culbreth, 6-foot senior out of Winchester, Virginia. And Arzay, welcome back to the Kelly Wells Show. Congratulations on a great honor.
Thank you very much.
Champion of Character, as it was handed out at the Mid-South Conference banquet. Did you have any idea this award was coming?
I had a feeling, but it was definitely a surprise. But I'm glad I got it.
Coach Wells talked about the Champion of Character has nothing to do with what goes on the court. Tremendous basketball player, but this goes above and beyond that. What goes on in the community, the way that you're involved and exemplify those items that make up character, according to the NAIA and the Champion of Character. Let's talk about some of the things that you are involved with off court. There's a certain organization I know you're deeply involved in.
The I'm Just Me movement that me and my parents work back home and around the county of Virginia. The I'm Just Me movement is a nonprofit organization that talks about going through adversity, building self-esteem, stop bullying, just stuff around that.
What brought on your family to create this foundation, this organization?
It started in 2013. That's when I actually have a learning challenges, and I came out with that in 2013, and that really inspired people, and people reached out. So we started the I'm Just Me movement for me to go to college, start a prep school, so to help with that. Then after prep school, when I went to Drew Code, they continued the movement.
Sure.
So it wasn't just about helping me; it was just helping everyone.
Everybody. I'm Just Me movement, and it's still going today.
It's still going on
others.
today. It's still going on today. We have our own national holiday also with that, so that's a big accomplishment.
And your work with that, certainly it's been a success. You've been a success, and heading to the national tournament. I talked with Coach Wells earlier, and I asked a simple question: how's practice going? He said today was one of the best practices your team has had this year. How do you explain that?
I couldn't agree. I mean, we have a lot to work on. We know that. Everyone knows that, and to make it far in the nationals, like every team has talent. So for us to compete, we need to compete in practice.
Sure. This past weekend, Mid-South Conference Tournament, you're the top seed. You're the regular season champion. Shawnee State took you to the wire, and then Campbellsville knocks you guys off. They're the 5th seed. Obviously a team with a lot of talent, but also a very hungry team. Every time out in Kansas City, that's exactly what you're going to face, those hungry teams. Does that loss help refocus this team for the national tournament?
Yeah, it brings us more of a passion to want to win again. So this next game, I'm looking forward to the next game we have.
You being a senior, every time out could be your last.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about that?
I have, but you got to win in the moment. So
It's always best to finish a career as a winner.
yes, sir.
With that national tournament championship in Kansas City, we want to see you holding that trophy. Arze, thanks for being with us. Good luck in the tournament and with the foundation, with the I'm Just Me movement. Thanks for all your work there. Mid-South Conference champion of character, Arze Culbreth. When we come back, Mountain Guy Jordan Perry next on the Kelly Wells Show, live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to the Kelly Wells Show, coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings, talking U-Pike basketball as the Bears prepare for the NAI National Tournament set to begin next week in Kansas City. Joined now in the Bears Den by a 6'3 sophomore out of West Liberty. He's the freshman of the year in the Mid-South Conference last year. Postseason awards handed out and named to the all-conference team. Jordan Perry, welcome back to the Kelly Wells Show.
Thank you.
Postseason awards. I know there are a lot of guys that they deflect those questions, saying, it's not about that. But what kind of meaning does that bring to you? Number one, freshman of the year last year, tremendous award, and then named all conference as a sophomore. It has to bring some accomplishment, a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, it makes you feel good about yourself. Just that all the work that I put in through the summer and through the season, it paid off, and just shows people that I put in the hard work.
I have to ask you the question because you've heard of it, the sophomore slump. Many guys will come out, they'll have a great freshman year, and then their sophomore season, their second season, what have you, it's tagged as the sophomore slump. Before this season began, did that ever go through your head?
No, I didn't really think about it. Over the summer, I just wanted to focus on getting quicker and stronger and just get better overall. And I didn't think about it and just try to get better.
You think every shot you take's going in too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a typical shooter. They never met a shot you didn't like. Jordan Perry, of course, out of Morgan County. A lot of folks had a chance to see you play during your high school career. You've gone to the next level and performed extremely well in the Mid-South Conference tournament, but also getting it done in the classroom. You were named to the Mid-South Conference All-Academic Team, and there are pretty strict standards for that. They don't give that to everybody. Let's talk about your major and the course load that you carry.
I major in accounting and healthcare management. I'm double major, and right now I'm taking 15 hours, but all the semesters before I've took 18, and it's just it is a little tougher with basketball, but just study when you can, and just I don't know.
When you have downtime, you know you have things to take care of
that's right.
in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
And even when you guys are traveling, there may be someone tuned in that don't realize you guys are still taking care of assignments and those things while you're on the road as well.
Yeah, every road trip I take my computer because I always have assignments due almost every day.
Sure.
And I just, on the road, at night I try to finish that up.
We talked with Coach Wells earlier, saw you guys practice a little bit today, and Coach says that's one of the best practices he's seen from you guys in a while. What do you attribute that to?
We did have a good practice today, and it's just after the loss, I think it bothered a lot of our guys, and I just think we just wanted to get back in the gym and work hard.
National tournament coming up next week in Kansas City. You know the routine now.
Yeah.
It's a long travel trip. You're away for a while if you win. You know the arena now. You know what to expect. How do you feel about this year's team heading to that tournament?
No, I feel really good with the team we have. Last game, I know we didn't play our best, but I feel like if we go down there and we just play hard and compete every play, and we have a good chance to go all the way.
Let's go get a national championship
Yes, sir.
next week. I want to see Jordan Perry holding that trophy
Yes.
on the floor in Kansas City. Good luck to you there in the classroom as well. Congratulations on the awards.
Thank you.
It's the Kelly Wells Show, coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Coach Kelly Wells will rejoin us. We'll talk about the NAI National Tournament, the Bears' routine for the National Tournament, and selections coming up tomorrow night. Who's in, who's not? We'll talk with the coach and get his thoughts coming up next. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the Coach Kelly Wells Show as we talk Bears basketball. Currently, UPike ranked number 3 in the latest NAI national rankings. New rankings to be released tomorrow, along with the NAI National Tournament selections. Those happen evening hours tomorrow evening, and they'll be announced from Kansas City. Coach, any plans to watch that selection?
Yeah, we're going to have a watch party up on campus in the new health building on the 7th floor, and it'll also have tags on everything for you to go to the link and watch it as well. The NAI website's got a great production they put forward. You can just click on it and watch it at home. But we're excited about it. We feel very confident in where we're going to be placed in that. It's a great celebration time. We'll feed our guys, and they'll have a chance to do a little bit of team bonding and all those good things. And the coaches will be stressed out figuring out who we're playing and trying to do as much research as we can before. Got a conference call in the morning, so we'll kind of have a little better idea probably long before they are released. So we'll have a decent feel of who we're going to play, and then we'll be excited when we get a chance.
Until then, you really don't have any idea other than you were third in the last rankings. Mid-South Conference tournament happens. You're involved in the rating process somewhat. But where do you think UPike lands?
I don't think we move much. Masters ended up winning their conference, but everybody else is kind of around us, end up losing in the semifinals or the first round. And so I just don't think there's going to be a whole lot of movement that goes into that. I'd be surprised if there was. Some conferences get a little bit selfish kind of as we go down the stretch because this is the one that matters. I mean, this really feels the bracket, and it's a lot of urgency to that, a lot of pressure on us as Raiders to make sure to make the right decisions. But we normally, for the most part, get the right teams in. Last year, Lindsey Wilson was the last team out. That was just heartbreaking for me to have to see that, but certainly it ended up where it ended up. So hopefully we'll get our 6 teams in. Lindsey punched her ticket this time, so we don't have to fret that one. And I look forward to seeing how the Mid-South does in the national tournament.
Lindsey Wilson is the 6th seed coming into the tournament. They win the tournament, they're in. That gets them there. Campbellsville is the 5th seed. They end up in the championship game. Does that get them as well as those first 4?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they've got anything to worry about, and I didn't move anything on our ratings from the last regular season poll to now. Up front, I was very open and honest about that, and it ended up playing out a good way for us. I mean, I don't want to see anybody win or lose other than when we're playing them, but certainly it played out as a Raiders stance for the entire conference about as well as it could have.
Sure. And, of course, the tournament begins a week from tomorrow in Kansas City. You'll have a week to prepare, find scouting information, prepare your team mentally for those opponents coming up. Let's talk about the Bears' routine. You travel early. Obviously, it's a long trip. You don't want them to be leg weary in Kansas City. But let's talk about the routine.
Yeah, we'll probably leave on that Sunday before. Just kind of depends. We'll find out tomorrow, obviously, what day we play. But it's spring break week, so they're not going to miss any class. And it gives us a chance to go out there and really reward them for a great season. And we'll go eat a little bit and just have some good time together. We'll practice while we're down there. And this also right now gives us a chance to really work on our team. Like before, everything's kind of geared to who you're playing each night, each week. Now we can actually concentrate on the Bears and really work on some things that we feel like we need to get better at, add some different wrinkles, work on our offensive and defensive game plan. And today was an example of that. I thought we got a lot better. We really concentrated on us, and we'll try to do some of that tomorrow too.
As you do that in preparation for the national tournament. You have a certain style. We've seen that since you arrived here at U-Pike. Your team likes to play a certain way. Any certain tweaks? Is this a time that you can insert tweaks, maybe inbounds plays, show teams something that they haven't seen if they've scouted you?
Yeah, no question. And really, we've found a lot of success when we go to Kansas City just because we're not playing the daily grind with all our teams in our conference. I mean, everybody kind of knows before you do things what you're going to do, and it helps with your execution. But you can actually surprise some people in the national tournament. They're not going to know exactly the scout, your tendencies. And a lot of our league is based on personnel scouts. And so, like, knowing what move everybody's going to make before they make it is kind of a critical piece. We know that about the other teams.
Right.
But, like, teams in California aren't going to know that about us, and teams in Arizona aren't going to know that about us. So it gives us a little bit of an advantage. Now, we're not going to know those things about them either, but I like our chances most nights with preparation.
We talked a little about the loss to Campbellsville, how it's a reset for the Bears team. It makes them hungry. Both guys on the show tonight have talked about that, how this maybe has refocused this team. They didn't like the way it felt to lose to Campbellsville, and they're hungry heading into Kansas City.
Yeah, they should be, and we don't want to put the kind of pressure on them that they don't perform at a high level, and I think maybe we did some of that during the conference tournament. We really didn't have any pressure on us other than the fact that we were at home and wanted to make sure we took advantage of that opportunity. But the guys came today. We gave them 2 days off, and then they come in today, and we're really focused on what we wanted to do. They were very motivated. They had a plan of what they wanted to get accomplished, as well as we did as coaches, and really just built them up and tried to build their confidence back where it needs to be. And 28-4 team doesn't need a whole lot of boost of confidence, but certainly we want to practice like we're last and then play like we're first.
Absolutely. Coach, congratulations, regular season champion, and good luck heading to the national tournament. We'll be there tomorrow night.
I can't wait. We're excited.
The NAIA National Tournament selections to be announced tomorrow evening. We'll let you know on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting. On behalf of Kelly Wells, Mid-South Conference Coach of the Year, Jordan Perry and RZ Culberth, you've been to the Kelly Wells Show, live from Buffalo Wild Wings.